Hey guys, here's a tip on how you can make yourself feel huge. Get yourself one of these. What do you think I was talking about? I hope you guys had a splendid weekend and can't wait to just sit back, relax, and get ready for some mobile news goodness. Lots of news today, quite a few with Apple, so let's get to it. I feel like a giant. The iPhone 4G might have HD video recording. That would be cool, considering that the iPhone has always been lacking in megapixelage and flashage. According to ModMyEye, a closer examination of the new iPhone 3.2 SDK, video parameters have been increased to support 720p video output. Cool beans! Not sure if this feature will be withheld for the new iPhone, sort of like how everything was withheld from the iPad. But we'll see. Speaking of the iPad, a computing company called X2 is launching their own line of tablets called the iTablet. I know! Apparently it will have either a 10 or 12-inch screen, a 1.6 GHz Intel processor, 256 GB of onboard storage, built-in stereo speakers, 3 USB ports, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, optional HDMI output, a 1.3 megapixel camera, and 3G. Sanji! And the thing runs Windows XP, an actual OS compared to an over-glorified iPhone OS like what the iPad has. Cool device, but I'm not sure if Apple will allow them to launch it since it has the word I in front of the product name. Lowercase I, of course, because a dot makes it epic. Speaking of lawsuits, the ITC will start investigating into the whole Nokia versus Apple, Apple versus Nokia hoo-ha that's been going down since December of last year. According to ModMyEye, the ITC is supposed to complete its investigation within 45 days. After that, the case will be reviewed by a bunch of important peoples, and if Nokia wins, Apple will have to stop producing products such as their iPods, iPhones, MacBooks, and the iPad. Oh my god, the iPad's so good. Everybody loves the iPad. I just want to touch it. Why don't you let me touch it? Either way, this will not end pretty. Nokia is not the only enemy that Apple has. Apple, or rather Steve Jobs, was like talk to the hand to companies such as Adobe, calling them lazy for supporting Flash, and Google, the big G, for the Nexus 1 and many other things. Well, Apple has done one of these to Google, but practically putting a stop to any and all iPhone apps containing the word Android in it. According to the developer of Flash of Genius, devs should stop using the word Android in their app title or description, or else their applications will most likely not get approved and published. Dang it, Bobby! And you know what? I think fanboys will hop on board with this idea. This is the future of gang violence, people. It won't be about which hood you're from anymore, but rather which device you own and use. So if you're using an Android phone, be prepared for iPhone users to put a cap in yo. Moving on from Apple, let's talk about Android. Google has recently released a series of videos showing us how they created the Nexus 1, from planning to production. This is definitely a cool series, and it even shows some stress tests done with the phone in their special Google Labs. I know it's weird, but does this look cute to anyone else? I know I'm strange. Why does everything mobile related have to be so cute with Google? From their Android mascot to them firmwares named after delicious pastries. Speaking of pastries, Carlos at DroidDog demonstrates a new Open Eclair ROM on his G1. The ROM looks and works similar to the one loaded on the Nexus 1 or Motorola Droid, but it is optimized for older phones. According to Carlos, the ROM is very usable and fast. Check out the link for the download. The Motorola Droid gets an update as well. Droid owners can now multi-touch in Google Maps. Yes, in the new update, you can now pinch and zoom in Google Maps, just like the Milestone, Nexus 1, or the iPhone. Just go to the Android marketplace for the update. Photos of the HTC Incredible have been leaked on the interweb. Not a lot of details of the phone yet, other than it uses the Snapdragon CPU, then again, what doesn't these days, with a 3.5 or 3.7 inch screen. The cool thing about the Incredible is it runs Android 2.1 with Sense UI. You can think of the thing as being the HTC HD2 version of the HTC Hero. The HTC HD2. Some love it, some not so much. The device's hardware is definitely epic, no doubt about that. I mean, have you seen the screen? It's like this big, I think. Engadget asks the question, how would you change the HTC HD2? Why am I talking like this? Obviously, you can say anything you want, but let's be serial and think of practical things you can do with the HTC HD2. Number 1, use Android OS with Sense UI instead of Windows Mobile. Number 2, that's the only thing I can think of. Well, there you go, guys. My brilliant idea. So what about you? How would you change the HTC HD2? I want the phone to be able to make toast. Today's theme of the day would be Beat Nexus, a Nexus 1 theme for your BlackBerry. The theme looks very complete. I can't show you the rest of the video because it wasn't really rendered properly. But this theme supports the Storm, Bolt, Bolt 2, and Tour. And it can be picked up for the low price of $2.99. This episode of Phonage is brought to you by Crumpin', the street way of dancing. In regards to last episode's question about the dancing stripper robots, Fox246 and Deep1337 agreed that stripper robots are the future. Cape Cop 8 said, the most disturbed aren't any of the alternatives you gave us, John. The answer is the people who buy an iPad. I personally think lots of people will buy iPads, mostly the girls, because they kind of need it for that. Oh wait, you mean the iPhone thing. Good point. So for free mobile downloadables, check out our main site. That's tech7.net. For all the stuff we talked about today, check out the sidebar. This was John from T7. I hope you liked this episode, and I will see you guys on Wednesday. Bang bang. Fan art time! I didn't have a lot of time to go to the Business Depot, so I will show you guys the fan art on screen. David sent in this sketch of the N900 and me. I look so typical Asian and happy. Good stuff. Big sent in this colorful T7 for the win pick. I disagree. Phonage fans for the win. Alwyn sent in this really cool orange T7 logo. Nice. It's cool that some of you guys remember that I said I really like that Android mascot. On top of that, you guys sent in fan art with the Android robot and me. Here are some from Ali, Danny, and Ryan. Man, I have a messed up face. So if you want your art featured on this show or on the wall, please send it to john@techsim.net. Later!